Hi, I'm NWCK. I'm a creative entrepreneur and founder, Benzik Multimedia. Most people do call me by the name Benzik because it's the first name of my company, Benzik Multimedia. If it works fine by you also, you can be calling me by the name Benzik. In this video, I want to talk about some things as regards excuses. I want to take a different approach entirely when it comes to making excuse. Definitely there are a lot of things in this country that warrant people to make excuses. I've been operating business for over 5 years and close to a decade now, and I've encountered a lot of challenges and a lot of things that most people face in this part of the country that is permissible enough for anybody to use as an excuse. So in this video, I want to break down some little things in a different approach concerning making excuses that most people do drop around. So do stick around and learn some things I want to tell you. It's a different approach I want to take, but at the end of the video, you're going to be glad you really watched it. So, in as much as there are so many excuses that are very much legitimate for anyone to make as the reason why they can't do something or they are not doing anything, I want to encourage you to try as much as possible to avoid giving excuse or reason for not doing something, no matter how legitimate it may sound. Now, let me break it down to you. You see, being born and raised as an African called third world, and also in Nigeria that is tagged the poverty capital, is a huge excuse because it has automatically put you at a disadvantaged position over many others and has made attaining some certain level of success becomes much more difficult than the average first world country citizen. You have to be as 10 times smarter, 10 times crafty, and 10 times much more diligent for you to do some certain things that they are doing due to the fact that you are born in a place like this or in Africa that is called third world Africa. We have so many talented Africans and Nigerians, but lack of resources and a lot of infrastructure is hindering most people from manifesting their full potentials just easily like an average first world citizen. We have a lot of scarcity mentality in this part of the world. Why do I say so? Electricity, for example. Since I was born and since I was very young, we keep hearing up NEPA, up NEPA. Until today, up NEPA has not stopped happening. In this country, most people still shout up NEPA till date. And it's quite very unfortunate that this century, people still do shout up NEPA. But for an average first world citizen, they don't see up NEPA as, they get surprised when people shout up NEPA because they look at it as a normal something that every country with functioning government should have. But the reverse is the case here. So those are one of the things that makes it much more difficult for people in the third world country to achieve some things that some persons in the first world country are achieving. Now, another example of it is the data. You see, data. People, an average citizen in the first world sees data like an ocean where they sail and they do things, they achieve things, they don't look at it as anything. But in this third world, an average somebody in my country looks at data like a cup of water. Which means that will finish, which means if they're watching something, they're saying, my data, data, what they're thinking is, data is going to be exhausted, data is going to finish, data is going to finish. But somebody in an average first world, like I said, doesn't see it in that way. They see data like something like as you drink water, it's a normal thing for them. So it makes it very easy for them to achieve a lot of things, to do a lot of things that becomes difficult for most people that have talent and potential in this part of the world to do, due to all these issues of resources and infrastructure that most people in the first world citizen do have. But here it becomes quite difficult, which creates that scarcity mentality in most people, even in the midst of abundance. It's quite understandable seeing all those excuses that people make, all those excuses that are listed above. It's quite understandable. But there's something I want to make. Excuses are always for sale. And they are almost free. Automatically free, which means you can buy them if you choose to. And if you choose not to buy them, you will not buy them. Why do I say excuses are for sale? I can guarantee you that in this same third world Africa and in this poverty capital nation called Nigeria, there are hundreds and thousands of legit millionaires and billionaires out there. They might not outnumber the illegitimate ones, but I can guarantee you there are a lot of them out there. But you can only see them if you change the lens you use in viewing every rich person around you. If your lens in seeing all rich persons around you are scammers and criminals, which means every rich person you see around you, they are all criminals, guess what you're telling yourself? You're probably telling your mindset that you can't legitimately create wealth. Because in this same third world, in this same Nigeria, and in this same Africa, there are lots of millionaires and billionaires, which if I'm to ask you, you can confidently list one person that you know created wealth or is living comfortably large, comfortably, without any criminal record. So it means there are a lot of them out there. So even in the sense that there are a lot of excuses out there that people could make, there are still people still doing things out there that are legitimately creating wealth. So how do you eliminate those excuses that you like making, or that you like creating for yourself, or that you like buying in the market? Because like I said, the excuses are for sale. You can choose to buy it and you can choose not to buy it. But I want to make something clear. You either make money or you make an excuse, but you can never do both. I'm repeating myself. You either make money or you make an excuse, but you can't do both, which means you can either choose to buy the excuse or you go out there and find ways around it to make money. It's a natural law that before something is made manifest in your life, you have to first of all picture it in your mind and its possibility of happening, which means if you can't picture the possibility of creating legitimate wealth, you're invariably telling yourself that you can't create it. And that's an excuse that if you like, you buy it. If you like, you don't buy it. Because in this same world, in this third world, you and I are going to bring the solution to the challenges we face daily in this part of the world. So you can choose to buy any of the excuses, or you can go out there and create something and do something out there to eliminate those excuses you keep saying. So there's something I want to say about excuse. You see, an excuse is nothing more than a well-planned lie. Hence, I do everything as much as possible within my power to never embrace an excuse, but rather look for solutions. Every excuse is a choice to fail, which means if you choose to fail, you make an excuse. If you choose not to fail, you create a way around it. Let me ask you this question. Are there people in the same industry as you? Are there people selling similar services just as you? Are there people in the same city and same location just like you? If the answers are yes, then how comes they are making twice, 3 times, or 4, or even 5 times much more money than you? Same industry, same location, similar services, and everything just like you. Then what is the only variable? The only variable is you. Yes, you. Because people are in the same industry, same location, same services, same everything, just like you. And where you are now, currently, there are people there doing the same thing you're doing, but they are making much more money than you. So what should you ask yourself? What should be the variable? Do you think the variable is the country, or the excuses that you're painting, or the things that are happening in the country that are causing all those things? No, the variable is you. So it means that if you're able to work on yourself, if you're able to improve on yourself, if you're able to improve on your intelligence, if you're able to improve on your skill, if you're able to improve on your knowledge, if you're able to improve on every area of your life, learn the things those other persons are doing, do those things those other persons are doing, because everything has a proven track record of how it is done and how it's achieved. If you can learn those things, research how they are done, find out those people that did it, how they did it, the steps they took in doing it, and most of the things that they face, the challenges that they face in doing all those things, and what they overcame doing in order to achieve what they achieved. It means that you too can do the same thing. So the only variable separating you with the same person doing everything in the same thing, in the same city and location that you're doing and making much money than you is knowledge, or to know what the other person knows. It means that you have the edge also to make the kind of money they are making. So any excuse you are painting or you're bringing out is certainly not the problem, but the problem is you, because people doing the same thing just like you, making much more money, more than you. Research all those things. Google is your best friend. YouTube is your best friend. Content like this that can change your mindset is your best friend. If you learn those tricks, ask people, ask Google, look for mentors, look for ways of doing things, Yes, in this country, we don't have electricity. Yes, in this country, we have challenges of data and network and all of those things. Yes, there are a lot of excuses why you cannot do something. Yes, there are infrastructural problems. Yes, there are lots of challenges. A lot of things that you wake up and look, it will overwhelm you. You wake up, the man looking at the man looking at your environment, you see poverty all around you. Those things are a huge excuse and a huge blow that can make you not to do anything. But I can guarantee you, my friend, that in this same country, there are people making legitimate money out there. All you need to do is to research. Learn how they did it. Research how those things happen. Research all those things. Research. Keep learning. Read books. Keep improving your mind. Keep learning all those things. Then it now comes down to your belief. Also, don't forget that your belief is very, very critical. If you believe you can make those things happen, if you believe you can build legitimate wealth, you can do it. But if you start doubting the fact that you can do that, if you start looking at everybody that is rich there around you as criminal and doubting the fact that you can achieve legitimate wealth, you're telling your mindset you cannot do it, because it starts from your mind out. It's garbage out what your mind is giving you. If your mind cannot fathom or believe or see the fact that you can make legitimate wealth just as others within your vicinity, industry, and area are doing it, you can't do it. So if you picture that within your mind, that it's very much possible, no matter the overwhelming circumstances, because circumstances could happen, things will happen, especially like I said, in this third world Africa that we are in, a lot of things happen that could discourage people. Like if you want to start a YouTube channel like this, all the actually challenges you were thinking is, you don't have this, you don't have that. But there are people that start with their smartphone. I'm doing this because I'm in the creative industry and I have all these things with me already to do them. So that is why I'm putting up all these things you are seeing around. But a lot of people that are doing good things and creating lots of things out there with their smartphone. You have a smartphone there, but what do you do with it? You just sit down, you while away all the time on Facebook, social media, Instagram, WhatsApp, and co. Waste all the time there burning and consuming what other persons are producing, while you are there not producing something for your own self. If you look at those data that you are afraid you're going to finish, and use and consume content like this and improve your mind, use and learn things that will change your life, use and download books, use your money, buy books, use your money and download courses. In fact, even if you don't have money to buy those courses, they are freely available online on YouTube. All you need to do is to search. Load those data. Don't use them and go and consume Facebook or Instagram and co. Use them and watch things that will improve you. And you will learn what others are doing and how they are doing it to achieve much more better results and to do better, and also to make the kind of money they are making out there. The money is out there to be made. Yes, the money is out there. In this same third world Africa, the money is out there. In this same Nigeria, they call poverty capital. The money is out there. But you just need to learn how you can achieve it and how others that have achieved it have achieved it. Just be humble enough to learn and ask questions. I was telling a friend the other day that was crying about no job. I asked the person, what can you do? Is there something you can do, a skill that you have? If there's no skill, then what can you sell? Look for something that you can sell. Go out there and sell it. But if you have a skill, look for how to monetize a particular skill and do something. People are doing something out there. Go out there and do it. Buy something. Look for how you can sell those things. Look for how you can market them to your people out there. If you're able to do all those things, you're going to make money out of it. Gradually, there are going to be a lot of challenges, like I said, especially in the fact that you're in this country. A lot of challenges, a lot of things that happen. But by starting, you can start even from your home and start up everything. And gradually, so long you keep believing you can do it, and you don't let your mind discourage you, or you don't let something that happened to discourage you, because a lot of discouragement happen over and over again. But don't let those things discourage you, but rather keep pushing and keep believing you can do, and keep learning. I think knowledge separates those that earn more than those that don't earn. They're just knowledge. The gap there is knowledge and you. So your environment, your knowledge, think of how you can utilize all those things and learn more. And what leverage on relationship a lot. Look for how you can make all those leverages and a lot of things that you can do. And I can guarantee you will achieve a lot. So I thank you, my friend, for watching today's episode. You see, it takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of things, processes to create a video like this. Like I said, I'm a creative entrepreneur. I have a lot of things that I'm doing. I'm usually busy, but I create a time to make sure that I create a content like this for most of my fans that have been demanding for it, so that you guys can enjoy it and also have a rethink and change of your mindset. So if this video really adds value to you, just do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, share the video, and hit the thumbs up for YouTube algorithm, so that this video can also reach a lot of people out there.